This video is for Jerry. Jerry, thank you for allowing me to do your reading today. I'm going to jump right into it. So it does seem that presently you are going through a lot, emotionally, more than anything. There's a sense that you are needing to turn a lot of that energy inward to process everything that's going on. You need to be taking care of your well-being. It's really critical for you right now. You're really great at taking care of others. You have this huge heart for people around you, but you do need to be making more self-care time and making that a priority. And I don't mean that in the sense of just, watching a good movie, reading a good book, taking a hot bath type of self-care. What it really boils down to is that you need to be setting firm boundaries with the people that you love, and try not to absorb their problems as your own. It's okay that you hold space for them, show them that love and that caring and that nurture that you're so good at giving, that whole maternal thing that you give. But on the flip side of that, you can't fix everything for everyone. It's not possible, and it's not supposed to be that way. When we do this as mothers and as women, and just as caretakers of any gender, what we're doing really is that we're robbing people of their opportunity for their own growth. We're taking that experience they're supposed to be learning from away from them. So, while I think it's extremely important for, that care and that love and that nurture to help foster, people with what they go through, it's just important to let others have the room that they need to learn and to experience the life lessons that they've charted for themselves. We don't want to take that away from them. Challenges. Okay, so some challenges that you're facing. It does feel that there is someone who kind of has this attitude towards you of, well, this is the way we do it around here. I don't know if this is work related per se, but whatever's going on, this isn't aligning with your values. And you have a unique way of viewing things that differs a lot from those around you. The stress of this, it's kind of brought you to this point where you're like, screw this. I can't tolerate, your rigid structures and all this freaking dogma around, There's this rebellious streak kicking up inside you, if that makes sense. And, you're ready to free yourself from the constraints that whoever this is imposing on you. So, thus far, you've kind of been running on autopilot with all this, and I guess following the crowd, in the direction that they're all going, just to kind of remain civil and keep the peace. But, you're raging inside because some kind of change needs to be made and it's not happening. So you may, and sooner, than you may have planned to, be having a showdown with this personality in your life, this authoritative type person. So just a heads up about that. That is going to continue to be a challenge with things. As far as your recent past, short and simple, this card is pretty self-explanatory. I know you're familiar with tarot. Recently you have been spending more time alone. And again, it goes back to the whole, you need to working on your internal feelings, and that need to take a break from everything, the energies of everyone, the quiet time for the self-reflection, and that this teaches you how to find the answers that you're looking for from within. Jerry, I feel like this is also a time where you're kind of regaining back some of that strength, because, you definitely had people around you who were draining you. So you needed to get some of that back in order to keep moving forward with things. In your near future, it does seem like you have this kind of goal that you're working towards. You've set something for yourself. The plan that you have, it should help you to get the job done in the way that you expect it to, but it may take a little longer than what you planned. So try not to be frustrated by that. You just need to continue to be consistent with this. Your near future, doing this, it's going to feel a little routine, going through the step over and over and over again and tediously, inching your way towards where you want to be. And while that can be boring, you are headed in the right direction with that. So it's going to get you where you need to be, and try to keep that in mind in times where you start to have doubt or frustration with the process. Consciously, you are working towards more harmony and love in your relationship and the choices that you make in regards to those. You definitely don't like the feeling of being unbalanced with relationships and people in your life. And those conscious connections are probably what's most important to you than any other thing. Your connection to people is much stronger than I see in a lot of other readings. You're definitely an empath, and you definitely absorb energies. So it's not codependence per se, but it's that needing of them to be stable for you to feel stable, because you do absorb just so much. So consciously, that you're working towards having smoother communication with people in your life. And that raw honesty, it will help bring that along with things. You don't feel heard often, and you really want to feel heard. So I know that you're working harder on being clear and expressing the things that you hold of real value. You have this need, and you're consciously aware of it, of where there's two things that are kind of opposing, and you really need them to mesh and come together, have the dualities form a unity, if that makes sense. So you're consciously aware of that need for yourself. In your subconscious, though, although externally you can appear and you kind of present as being kind of passive and vulnerable, and to an extent you are a lot of the time, but subconsciously in the inside, Jerry, you're really filled with big, tremendous strength and power. I don't want you to forget that. You have this ability to be very, very independent from people should you need to be. You also do have the ability to set those clear boundaries that keep coming up as an issue. That's in you. It's there. It's in your subconscious, just ready to roar forth. So the reason that I know that is because, for one, you have this amazing ability to speak truthfully from your heart. Like, your emotions are so real and honest and authentic and raw. Your inner gifts are, having this really strong intelligence. You're extremely smart, and you're emotionally smart. So between the two, you're pretty much a powerhouse. You're definitely able to be unbiased, which is a really beautiful quality. And you have an ability to be amazingly flexible with people. You can adapt to things. You can compromise. Those aren't qualities that just anybody carries within them. That's pretty unique. And they're beautiful qualities. So you are very capable of filtering out other people's truths from their lies, and, turning that into something, that you can work with them. You're able to find ways to compromise, not to make excuses for people, but to understand the reason behind the things they say and do, and to try to set them on a better path to understand that for themselves. And that also is because you're such a quick thinker, and you're so highly perceptive that you can read somebody up and down within seconds and know what their intentions are. It wouldn't be easy for somebody to fool you. Not that it doesn't from time to time happen, but that is only when you're so deeply connected to them that you choose not to see things. but I feel like that's something that you're working on, and you're allowing yourself to take that blindfold off a little bit more and a little bit more. As far as advice for you, while you are seeking that closure to the personal issues going on, you're still emotionally kind of attached to it all. And you're going to need to distance yourself a little bit and use a little bit more of that intuition and thinking and less of the emotion when dealing with one particular situation that comes in. You are getting ready to move on from it. Not the person, but the situation. There's going to be this distance. And that's going to help you to find the closure. You know, this is going to be an intensely personal journey as you heal this. And I think that you're going to find that through something like journaling, maybe some meditation, even therapy or some kind of support group, that you're going to find what you need to get to resolve with this. People. So there is someone you have been disagreeing with quite frequently, and although it feels like you might be at a very temporary truce with them right now, you know, you've kind of taken some time and space to consider the dynamics of everything, and how you can come to an agreement in a civil way. It does feel like you're still, you know, reluctant to make a permanent decision as far as how you want to go forward with that, because you feel at risk of being vulnerable. And now we're on to your hopes. You know, you are full, again, of that great compassion and, you know, this deep understanding of the people around you that comes up time and time again. So with those big, beautiful emotions, I do feel that you have this desire to express them in a different kind of way. This feels something to do with art or writing. I don't know that you have interest in those things, but that's what's coming through for me. It does feel like you have some kind of dream about being called to do something more and something surrounding that. Yeah, I mean, definitely, you know, you have this hope to explore this, and it'll be a good outlet for all that passion you have inside. So yeah, with this hobby, I would say start to turn it into something real. This is something you're strongly hoping for. Let's start manifesting it. Let's start taking the steps and putting the energy foundations down to make this happen, because I think this will be good for you. And potential outcome. I say potential outcome because there's free will and all kinds of factors that come into play. So as far as future coming up, it does feel like you're going to have, if you continue on this path, a time of happiness again. You know, you're definitely going to need to do the healing and the self-care work, but the more you put your focus on good things starting to happen in your life, the more you're going to notice them. You're going to just one day wake up and be like, you know what? I feel like inviting a few people over for supper tonight, and have no real reason why you're doing it. But you just will start to have this feeling to connect with people again, and you'll need that, and you'll get strength from that. It's going to be people and places who you feel supported by and you feel secure with, and you're going to want that back in your life, and you need that back in your life. So after going through all that growth and all that hard work that you're going to be doing, you're going to feel okay to finally just relax. Of course, there's going to be new steps in the journey ahead, but this, you know, coming up will be a time of rest and enjoyment for you to kind of appreciate the hard work that you want. You know, the vision of everything that you're working hard to heal, it's going to be born, and you're going to feel really proud in that, and things are going to feel okay for a while where they haven't for a very long time. So this is a pretty good outcome card. I love you very much. I'm always here for you. Message away anytime, and I'll talk to you soon.